Ah, hello and welcome. I am the Awful Chef, and I got to go to work like everybody else, so I better make something to eat at work. Ooh, camera tricks. Ooh, look at me. Are we all motion sick yet? So, gotta work, gotta eat at work. Work soup. Today's soup is a little different. What we're doing is we're making, I won't quite call it a stock, but it's a very heavy-duty broth with a lot of good stuff in it. And then what you do is, before you pack it for work, you take some dumplings out of the freezer. Yeah, magic freezer. You cook those up, or you steam them up, or you boil them up, or you microwave them up, and throw it in a thermos, and send it off to work. The reason we have to do it separately is because if you put the dumplings in ahead of time, they'll just disintegrate into nothingness. Be an excellent way to thicken the broth, but it won't be dumpling soup. And if you don't want dumplings, you can always use ramen. Just do exactly the same thing. Make the stock, which we're going to make today, and then before you send it off to work, throw in some ramen noodles that you've cooked in some boiling water. So, what do we got? Well, we got some food. Here we have, I am the stewardess. Let me bring you the tray. Some diced up sandwich ham, a little bit of cabbage, some mushrooms, some onions, some garlic, rough chopped in oil, ginger in a tube, soy, sake, we're going for the Japanese flavor in this broth, a little miso soup base for thickener and extra salt because we don't have enough of that with the ham and the chicken stock. Chicken stock. Oh, I should drink something. Here, I'll fake it. Okay, so hot pan full of hot oil that is completely out of your field of view. Hello. Pogo. Okay. Now, the joy of Asian cooking is it's fast. That's how we can make this stock in almost no time. Or I should say on YouTube time. So, garlic. That is hitting lots of oil and searing. I hear it talking. Which, in certain cultures, means it's time to add everything else. So, half an onion goes in. Why half an onion? I had half an onion. Whoa. Nothing like the food that talks back. Let me go pick that up before the dog eats a piece of raw onion. Yeah, occasionally life gets a little exciting when you're cooking. So, onion, garlic oil. Alright, let's throw in some mushrooms. In this case, I had 3 leftover mushrooms, so I'm using 3 mushrooms. See here. Perfect. Still a lot of mushroom or onion flavor, but lightly cooked and sauteed. Okay. So if you've been watching this show, you know that a lot of my soups really resemble stews more than soup. This is one of those things, though, that if you want it thinner, you can add more stock and it won't matter that much. Okay, a little bit of cabbage. Yeah, onions, mushroom, and cabbage, and garlic. Nobody likes this stuff. Slice of that sandwich-sized ham, picnic ham, whatever you want to call it. And that's been diced up finely. Well, I shouldn't say finely, but it's been diced. Ah. Yeah, I always keep a ham in the fridge. One of those little sandwich hams, because you can, or picnic ham, or whatever you want to call it, because you can do anything with it. So we are basically stir frying the cabbage and all that good stuff in there. Okay. Now, because of the heat of the pan, I am not throwing the ginger in. Because if you put the ginger paste in there now, it'll just be like popcorn. So here we have an exciting combination of food that'll cook down a bit and make an excellent stock for either ramen or frozen dumplings. Okay, so classic technique, wait for a fond to develop, deglaze the pan, get all those caramelized sugars off the bottom of the pan and into your broth. Oh yeah, that's the joy of cooking. So, you saw what I put in there. Not a lot. But now, suddenly, it is a lot. All right. Let's take that off the heat. Throw in some booze, in this case, sake. Oh, I used too much. Terrible. Yeah, just finished the bottle. That's one of the reasons I use too much. I hate getting to the end of something and then being stuck. So let's cook that off a little bit. You can see the steam rising and the alcohol going with it. Ooh, let's inhale some booze instead of drink it. Can anybody say, ah, chicken stock? Okay, so let's turn that up a little bit because this is a different style of cooking. Little soy. You can use Magi seasoning if you prefer. It's a little zippier, but I'm going to stick to the classic flavor profile for this one. So a little soy sauce, a little sake, and because I'm not making hot and sour soup, that's about 75% of it. Oh, smells like a sushi restaurant in here all of a sudden. For those of you who have never been to a ramen restaurant, I encourage you to go to one. You'll be very impressed by the extreme flavors. Little squirt of miso soup base. And now, finally at last, some ginger. That ought to be enough. Yeah, that ought to be enough. Okay. All right, now I need to show you something that's actually very interesting. And that is the color of my sort of broth that is not going to come across at all unless I pour it out on the keyboard. Okay, it is a light tan. It is thicker than one would expect, but not very thick. And the smell is simply amazing. Okay, now we're reaching a point where I'm leaving a trail with the spatula, which means it's time to add more water, or more fluid. In this case, chicken stock. Okay, let's turn that down a bit. Uh-oh, we're almost at the 11-minute mark. YouTube time is running out. Okay, that of course was not nearly enough chicken stock to make a soup. I have a wonderful stew here, made with heavily caramelized stir-fried vegetables and a few thousand other things. So, there we have it. Oh my heavens, that's wonderful. Oh my. Oh yeah. The sake adds a sweet note, so I don't need to add sugar. The miso broth makes it thicker. The ginger, the soy, the garlic. Not to mention the ham, onions, garlic, and cabbage. Little bit of cabbage, just for flavor. So that's it. I'm the awful chef, and what you do is you take this, you microwave up some dumplings or heat up some ramen noodles, throw them in, send it to work with somebody you love, which in this case is me. So I'm the awful chef. Please do that social media thing and subscribe and try it. It's really easy, it's really good, and you'll enjoy it. Thank you. Bye.